check all these Nigerians that are in Europe, in US. You see what they are doing? They are doing amazingly great. If you take all the Nigerians in US, I can tell you for sure it will affect US as a country. Likewise, UK. So we still need to come up. Every year we go for exhibition. Let me give you an example. 2012, I went to national exhibition in Abuja. My innovation took first position, the whole Nigeria. Then the question is, what is the government doing to bring that project to life? That's the question. The only thing you get is highest in maybe a handshake, picture, or maybe just a token. And the whole thing ends there. So it's a problem that we need to come back. We need to look down and see how we can harness these innovations.
So not just innovation. After the innovation, you take it some steps further.
There's no step. As far as I'm concerned, I started representing my institution, Federal Polytechnic Oko, Anambra State in 2000. I finished 2008 as the best student in the whole engineering. I went to service 2009, came back 2010. I was employed 2011. I've been representing our institution from that 2011 to date. I can't tell you for sure that there is any exhibition that I've attended and there is a follow-up after that exhibition. I can't tell you
but
for sure.
But it is supposed to be
It's supposed to be. Supposed to be. In that exhibition, we're supposed to have at least maybe ministers of science and tech or commissioner science and technology that must be around in that venue to pick those innovations, engage them, invite them for discussion, and see how to take those innovations to the next level. Let me use, for example, the last exhibition, the Inventors Award that I won in Oka here. It's a multipurpose solar-powered kiosk with voice command or GSM command. Okay. It is a system that has a solar energy, a solar panel that converts sun energy to electric energy that is used to charge the battery. And it's a kiosk that artisans and small business owners, like people that repair phones, people that repair computers, even POS, people that do businesses that require less energy to operate, they can have such system, and it provides 24 hours energy for them, solving the social, economic, and environmental problem of our country as in Nigeria. And also, the voice-activated system incorporated in the project enables physically challenged persons managing those shops to use their voice to control all the home appliances or the appliances used in the kiosk. It's a wonderful innovation. Or you can use your mobile phone 10 meters away, controlling both the television in your shop, the electric bulbs, and other things. But the question is, 5 months has come and passed. What is happening? With respect to developing this innovation or invention, I have created it. I may not have the capacity. I may not have what it takes to mass produce it. Okay. We need people to partner with us. Please, what will it take? The state government, the federal government, even philanthropists, what will it take to mass produce 100 of this invention so that we can give to small business owners? Maybe they will be paying in maybe instrumentally, maybe 12 months payment system or 24 months payment system. I don't have the money to fabricate it. I cannot even approach bank to get loan to do that. So it becomes a challenge. So the innovation will just be there, and before you know it, white people will see it as paper, published paper, because we are very good in publishing paper. We publish the paper, white man will see it and copy the invention.
All right, hold it there. We'll still come to that when we look at the challenges facing the creative and innovation industry in Nigeria. But now, what's your motivation as a young man that has, made you to be the winner of 2000 and just the year you said you started till the day you won that award? What has been your motivation as a young man?
One is God is number one, and number two is the drive I have for greatness. I have so much drive for greatness. I told people that I want the day the history of this world will be written, that my name must be mentioned, not because of the problems that I created for humanity, but because of the problem that I solved. That has been my drive. And thank you for US government, because most of the, it's an embarrassing statement, but I must make it. Most of the awards, recognitions, international events that I've attended are motivated by US. They don't know me. I applied for one of their programs. They saw what I have. I was the Nigerian representative in 2015 during President Obama's visit to Kenya. I was selected out of thousands of people that applied. I went to that program and they saw that I have something. Understand? And ever since then, they have been helpful. I drive my motivation. I want to see things work in this country. That's my motivation. That's the summary of my motivation. I want to see things work. It is not easy. As a young man, the pressure, there are some innovations that I want to start, I'm doing. You will spend up to 1 million, and that project is not yet functioning. That is innovation for you. These are the things government is supposed to be doing. I saw one senator in Kenya during President Barack Obama's visit. The man asked me, I told the man that I lecture at Federal Polyoko. He told me that if I'm in the US, that I'm not supposed to be in classroom, that they will build a research center for you, where they will even employ you, they will give you house accommodation, even your family, to make sure that nothing distracts you. But what do we have here? We are still trying. We are trying, but let me just put in quotes. We are not doing our best when it comes to developing science.
Our best is not good enough.
It's not good enough.
All right. Now, I know that we're still coming up, to be able to compete with the Committee of Nations around. But now, what do you have to say about the youths of today? How do you think it's the best way to encourage them to key into creativity and innovation? Okay.
First of all, I must thank our governor, Governor Soludo, for the One Youth, Two Skills. Okay. Because I'm fortunate to be one of the persons that will be driving that program at Federal Polytechnic Oko. Federal Polytechnic Oko is covering Orumba North, Orumba South, and part of Aguata. And I've interacted, this program is supposed to start this week now, but it has been shifted to next week. So I've interacted with some persons that want to participate in that that are participating in that program. And they told me what they have learned during the field work. Some of them are 3 months. Some people did something on solar energy installation, CCTV cameras, and people are shoemaking. And this is the kind of program we are advising, not only the state government. Thank you for our distinguished and proactive governor for taking the lead in such program. But we want this program to extend even beyond states, regions, and nation at large, to come up with programs, holistic programs that must make sure that youth are carried along. Then, coming to the question you asked, it is pathetic and disheartening that youth of these days are no longer interested in some of these things we are talking about. All of them, they want it today. Make it today, eat it today, die today. And that is not a good idea. I started this journey in 2002, 2003. That's over 20 years. And I told them that it took me 20 years to be 20 years old. But the problem we have today is that youths, they want to make it today. I told them it took me 20 years to be 20 years old. But that thing that took you 20 years to make, they want to make it today. And it's not a very good initiative. I used to use my cycle to influence them, tell them some of the things that I have done, national, international, Like by the grace of God, we are competing even favorably with youths all over the world. Last month, I was selected. I represented Nigeria at a Youth Global Entrepreneurship Summit in Dubai. 200 persons, the whole world. 80-something countries, only me from Nigeria. So we are competing favorably. What we are just asking is just an enabling environment to push some of these things we have.
So in other words, we don't have an enabling environment for that to thrive.
I don't have. I'm on air and I must tell you I don't have. It's just the grace of God and personal effort and that desire to leave the world a better place than I met it. It's a desire. I told people I died the day I took the oath of greatness. Sometimes I stay awake 2 hours, I just sleep 2-3 hours a night. I can't remember this year, any day I slept up to 3 hours. It's just my subconscious mind has believed that this person here must succeed. And it's not an option, it is a must.
And what do you think could be done, for us to because just like you are saying, I know that there could be other people that have such greatness that you possess, especially in Anambra State. What can we do to get them to join what you're doing?
The first thing we need to do is, one, let the government, the state and the federal, state at federal level, have this interest. Knowing that science and technology, let me start with science and technology, is the engine. I used to tell people that science and technology is the engine of innovation, and it's an integral part of sustainable development. No nation can emerge as a great power without becoming an economic power, and no nation can become an economic power without being a leader in science and technology. Nigeria cannot prosper in an increasingly competitive global economy and open trading system if we do not build the capacity to produce more value-added goods and services. Look at all the countries that are doing great in the world. You must trace science and technology. Look at China, even US. Look at Russia. Look at all these great countries. You must trace an atom of science, technology, innovation in what they are doing. I ask myself, are we really ready in this country to make a change? If we are really ready to make a change in this country, we must go back to the drawing board. That drawing board is science and technology. Our forefathers, they were not educated. Then they don't have the kind of exposure we have today. But they were creative and innovative. And it worked for them during their own time. I'm telling you, assuming that we have our forefathers, now young, as we are, Nigeria, youths, I think they will go far. But I'm pleading with the government to map out programs. I will not call the administration, but sometime this, okay, so let me not give an example that will make people know the administration. I once wrote to the governor of this state. I will not mention this, the era. When I came back from a trip, from Kenya, I wrote the then governor that I want to start science clubs in all the secondary schools in this state. I did not tell the government to pay me any money, because now I'm more interested in building values than money. Because when you build values, money will follow. And that is one of the things that are helping me. But the youth of nowadays, they want to make money.
Before name.
Yeah, before name. But when you make name, you create values. Automatically, if you are sleeping, money will be coming. If I open my mail now, opportunities are coming. Come to this place. I will invite you to this place to speak, because I've created value. So, but up to today, no follow-up mail. So what do? I don't have the right, I don't have the power to go into any secondary school and start floating science clubs. Before you know it, they will turn it another thing. I need backup. I need encouragement. I need the approval from the government. We have great guys we have people that are doing amazing jobs in these states, which I know some of them. So the only thing we need is the enabling environment, the encouragement, and recognizing that what we have is needed to drive these states and country forward. That's the starting point.
All right. Now, when we look at the let's talk about Anambra State now. You know, we talk about what the governor or the government of the day is doing in one youth or two youth,
one youth, two
skills that is currently going to start next week. Now, what do you think we stand to gain as a people when we encourage creativity and innovation in Anambra State?
I will summarize my state. It's very simple. The strength of any nation lies on the power of individual character. The strength of any nation you see today, lies on the power of individual character. US today, you are hearing US today because of some guys, some people that have distinguished themselves. And these people, they create an enabling environment for them. They have that enabling environment to strive. Let me give you an example. China. If you go to China now, if you build hotel, automatically, that hotel must be 100% engaged every year. Why? China have created an enabling environment that everybody wants to come to China. And if you come to China, you need a place to lodge. Do you see it now? Now, US we are talking about today. When you talk of US, we are talking about the individual character there. You talk about Bill Gates of software, Microsoft. You talk of Steve Jobs of Apple. You talk of Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook. These are the people that are making US, the name of US to be heard in US. Likewise, other people. So we stand a lot to gain as a nation. We stand a lot to gain as a people, as a state, as a country, when we invest in science, technology, creativity programs. People are supposed to come up with ideas that will change the world. I have attended so many programs. I told them I'm from Nigeria, and they're asking me where. I said they don't mention Lagos, Abuja, or maybe Port Harcourt. I said no, Anambra State, Oka. People say, where is Oka? Where is some of them? Igbo people, they will Google it. Why? I'm putting the state in the map. I've published over 20 international conference journals. Federal Polytechnic, Anambra State, Nigeria. People are reading it. People are even calling me to collaborate, to write some textbooks with them. We stand a lot to gain. Those people, without people like me and other people that are doing great, they may not even know that Nigeria, some of them are asking me, we don't even know that Nigeria is good in anything. No. We think that they are only good in corruption. I will say no. We're also good in many things, science, technology, and what have you. So we stand a lot to gain when we invest in science and technology, innovation, creativity, entrepreneurship.
All right, can we look at this enabling environment? What kind of environment do we have on ground and we say is an enabling environment for us to thrive in terms of creativity and innovation? What are these enabling environment, please? The
enabling environment, one, that you cannot, the number one of them is power supply. You cannot do much as a country when we don't have adequate energy supply, or when we don't have a power supply for people to power their businesses. That's number one. I was interacting with a young guy. He owns a barbering salon. He was telling me that he spends more than 2,500 naira every day
for fuel,
for fueling his generator. When there is light, or if there is no light at all in a day, he spends close to 4,000 naira in fueling his generator maintenance, oil, and what have you. 4,000 times 30 is how much? It's 120,000 times a month, so a year. So this guy is spending over 1 million naira in fueling. So whether you believe it or not, you now ask yourself, how much is he making in a day? At the end of the day, he's going home empty-handed. Because of what? there is no
Wow.
power to power his business. Thank God for also for our governor, because I heard that he made a promise.
He's partnering
yes,
with,
he's partnering with
EEDC.
EEDC to make sure that power
There's
is
steady power supply.
Yes, steady power supply. So that is number one. I think that is. Sure. Let me just summarize my point that is the key.
Okay, the program is Good Morning Anambra, and we are looking at encouraging creativity amongst the youths. The 2023 Creativity and Innovation Day, which happened to be today. We take a short break here. Let's feel the pulse of the masses on issue at hand. We'll be right back. Do stay.
I suggest government will create more acquisition centers and then find a way to maybe to give children's subvention, maybe little something to take into that and start practicing it. Okay, that's my own. It's not even parents who are stopping their children from going into it. It's not good. You should allow somebody to go through his destiny. Okay, someone should allow to go through his destiny. If he's very creative at a young age, try to encourage him to maybe. You have to encourage a child to grow on that. And that's why we boys are very, very creative than us. Because if you are playing football, they encourage you to go to that line. But in Africa, they will tell no, don't go to Messi. Meanwhile, Messi is not his profession. So if he's playing football very well, you should encourage him to do that. So that's what I'm saying.
I think one of the ways we could do that is to look at the existing institutions already on ground and see how we can finance them to make them more viable. For example, in the school here, we have the entrepreneurs, where somehow it's mandatory for students, apart from learning the academics, they should also engage themselves into other skill acquisition like business, producing of these solar energies and so forth and so on, which is really, the school is really emphasizing on it. And then so many students are catching in on that to be able to help themselves. We discovered that after school, some persons remain idle. But when these things are done, you see that while you are still waiting for the white-collar job or company job, you could fend for yourself, But so what I think is the government should do is to fund these existing institutions, not creating, because we are good in creating, but we are not good in funding and maintaining. That's the culture we are lacking in Nigeria here. So, but when that is done, you see that it will really help as our students from being idle after they graduate, and then it will enhance creativity.
Based on my experience and what I've seen, both local and international, I think majority of these countries, not Nigeria, once they notice that their child is doing a particular something from the young age, they will fix that particular child in that thing that they are doing. Like, talk about footballers. They started when they were young, like they give birth to a child, maybe like after a month, 2 months, like maybe 3 months, 6 months, they notice that that child loves playing with football. So what they will do is just to put that child in a football school, because they know that the destiny of that child lies in what they are doing. And from there, they will start picking up. And when they grow up, we'll hear that this person started from 8 years, 7 years, 5 years, like that. So I think Nigeria also, or the government of Anambra State, should focus more on those things. They should not leave it for their parents or anything, because once they benefit from something like that, I think the country or the state also will be happy that they have people who are doing well in that particular area.
The only way I know that we can encourage young people to be creative is, first, when you see a young child or a baby doing something that he or she loves doing, that is the most important part you have as a parent or any other person that can sponsor, to put more light into that thing that child is actually doing. Like taking that child or the young person to the place he or she is meant to be. When you see a child that is actually a designer, you encourage he or she to go into designing. You see someone that loves, let's say, drawing, you can actually encourage he or she to go into that aspect. You see a child that loves sewing or like something, a lot of ways, but one of the way I know you should do that is support. When a child is actually trying to do something he or she loves, you encourage that child in that same aspect. You send them to an academy like that. You understand, like a vocational academy. That is one of the aspects. Then another way, the one thing that also help youth, if you don't help a child in the aspect of what he or she loves, like when a child loves his or her hobby, hobby is the first thing that I know that can help someone. Something that someone loves to do. When you actually throw light in that thing, it helps them a lot.
Imagine a physically challenged person on his or her wheelchair, sitting maybe 10 meters away, regulating the fan speed using voice command. This is not magic. This is African technology. You can see this fan is on. If I want to use manual method to switch it, this is speed 1, this is speed 2, and this is speed 3. This is off. I don't want to use manual method to do that. I want to use voice command. So as you can see, you are seeing the knob, nobody is touching it. So let's see. 1 on. Automatically the fan will go to speed 1 on its own. Can you pull it off the fan by issuing the corresponding off command? 1 off. So the fan is off automatically. Nobody is touching the switch. So 10 meters away, you can regulate your fan speed. And this innovation is very wonderful for the physically challenged person, parents. I can equally turn it to speed 2 if I want to.
The pulse of the masses, and of course we've seen some of the works done by engineer Ambassador Prince Nwankwo, a lecturer, Department of Computer Engineering. We'll get back to him to let us know how he managed to put up those beautiful work. But before then, we've been joined by Engineer Val Ibebugu, Power Electronics Research and Development Expert. Good to have you, Val.
Thank you, Avias.
You're welcome. Okay, now, Val, let us know the challenges you people have in the area of creativity and innovation in Anambra State.
Okay, thank you very much for that important question. Just like everybody or most people that are into technology will know that research and development consumes a lot of money. And it's not something that an individual can do on his own without having a backup from an institution. But you see us trying it on our own. I'm into installation, I'm into repairs. Now you get work. If it takes some chunk of money put into research work, take care of some families' affairs issues. So if government can key into the system, I think we'll have a lot of creativity, as in a lot of ingenuity around that can produce so many things in the state. So the challenges we are facing, the first is for government to key into our idea. Then with some incentive, we'll go a long way in producing things that our counterparts, as in the other countries, are doing. We'll have a technical know-how.
Or even better than them.
Yes, now, because most of those things you see them doing, like China. China doesn't create, they copy, they clone. Those things you see them doing, they only modify it, then put some or few things they have upstairs. Then it seems as if China is the highest. No, German and some other countries are producing. China is cloning most of those products. We can as well start with that if our government can assist us, give us incentive, and challenge us to do more. I think with that, we can go a long way.
All right, now, Prince, we saw some of your works being exhibited on the telly now. You talk about the fan you spoke to, and the fan started working, and that truck that was moving back and forth. Tell us, I don't know if you didn't face any challenge in the course of producing that. What actually is the motivational factor in what you have done so far?
Okay, I will talk more on the motivation factor. I don't like generally discussing challenge.
Okay.
That's me. Sometimes there are things I will say, people will be asking me, okay, in Nigeria, are you not here with us? But I know I have programmed my subconscious mind to believe that anything I vividly imagine, ardently desire, and sincerely believe I can achieve. So I talk more about solution. There are many distractions. There are many discouragements. And when you consider those discouragements and distractions, they will take your mind or your eyes out of your goal. So I'm focused on achieving what I want to achieve. So I started, most of my innovations are geared towards helping the less privileged, the physically challenged persons per se. Almost all my innovations are geared towards making life comfortable to physically challenged persons. For example, the automatic fan speed regulator using voice command or app running on a mobile phone, we just saw. If you watch some of the fans we have, all the ceiling fans in our homes, they are mounted about 5 feet from the floor. Most times, the physically challenged persons, they find it difficult to access the control switch. Then, relying 100% in people taking care of them to do almost everything for them. Like we have automatic fan speed regulator, we have GSM control system, whereby you can use voice or GSM to control all your home appliances. There's even one I did recently, using your mobile phone to start generator. So imagine a physically challenged person. He or she cannot start the generator. He or she wants to watch or listen to a program because there is no power supply, for example. What he or she needs to do is just 10 meters away, dial the corresponding code from his wheelchair, and the generator will start. From his wheelchair, he'll dial the corresponding code, the television will come on, and other things. You can see, you have made life comfortable for that disabled person. And by so doing, you can see these few things I've mentioned now. If somebody can start his gen on his television and other basic things, you can see it's relying maybe 10% in people taking care of him or her to do some basic things. So all these innovations are geared towards helping the physically challenged persons. Most times nobody speaks for them. Most times nobody considers them in some of the appliances we design. Because those people that designed the generator, they didn't consider them. They have considered them. They're supposed to add a switch where you just come, press a switch. You don't even need to connected in the house. That from the comfort of his wheelchair, he can press the switch on the generator. Because the generator may be downstairs and he or she is living in maybe 1-story or 2-story building. So these are some of my motivations. You can see the GSM control truck. That GSM control truck won the most innovative project in 2012 National Science and Technology Exhibition, held in Abuja for all the tertiary institutions in Nigeria in 2012. So it's also geared towards thinking, I know that if we are motivated, as my brother said, by now we're supposed to be talking about how to build electric cars.
All right, let's see who is here. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Your name and your location, please.
Yes, my name is Sarah.
Sarah.
My name is Sarah from Oka.
From Oka. All right, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, I got the innovation. Yes, if this innovation is not, I think it will make life. There is a particular woman like that I know who loves making trouble television. She will increase the volume
Thank you very much, Sarah. Did you get what she said?
No.
You know, Sarah said that there was a woman that uses his television to disturb neighbors. That
Okay.
one guy was using his phone
Okay,
to control
okay.
So the woman was actually confused at what actually was going on
That's
in
so
her
funny.
house. That when this innovation, when they are so much, it's going to help life
Yes.
generally. All right, now, Val, what do you think we can do to encourage our youths, to encourage creativity amongst our youths?
Okay, just like what I used to tell people, the Eke always yes, you must be gifted in the system. One, you must have interest for the work. Then the final one, government or individual, let me not just carry all the load and give the government. Yes, you must challenge the youth. Let them see the reason why they should go for what they want to go for. Because this issue of quick money, everybody wants a quick money, it just get today, die tomorrow. It doesn't help. Let the awareness be there that, oh boy, you cannot keep on having this money. Old age is coming. You got to plan ahead of time. And now, if we trace back histories, most of these countries that have put their youth or their society out of poverty, they started with technology. Our youth have to be encouraged that we should go into a technology that is going to help us in the long run. You understand? Now, there are so many things that we can start on our own, individually, by the help of government. Because if at the end of the day, the government or the way to do in our society is not seeing it as something that is worth doing, I think at the end of the day, everything will still die down. So we need a backup from government, most especially government, because they are the one that is holding the key. Yes, I will give you an example. Take for instance, we have a solar street light. These are the challenges we are having because they say necessity is the mother of invention. We have to see reason why we should go into what we want to go into. Now, the solar street light we are having in Anambra State, we don't used to have it. Is this present governor that introduced the solar street light? Before now, we used to use gen to run the street light. Now, if government can come up and say, okay, we want to open up an avenue where anybody that knows how to do this solar street light will give it to you as long as the finishing, the standard, everything is okay. I think it will encourage youth to go into research work, knowing fully well that at the end of the day, this contract will be given to an indigenous person. These are the ways to encourage youth, not only the money, that physical money that we want at the moment, but then something that is going to last longer. You understand? So by so doing, youth will start, everybody will start trying to find a way that his name will be heard, because we can do most of these things you see in our society today.
All right. Now, when Prince was talking earlier, he said something about innovation.
Okay.
And after the innovation, you know, taking it further becomes another problem. You know, in this regard, what do you think could be done to ensure that when an individual makes an innovation, it's taken to a higher level of maybe where it be useful to the society?
Okay, now, from my own little understanding and how to get to a long distance about this is this. I'll always use myself as an example. There are so many things that I have produced also. The challenges we are having is this. The foreign ones, they are always expensive. And these Chinese products, they are used and throw away. You understand? Now, if I can produce my solar street light and I brought it to you as Oga, this thing is 2 naira, the foreign one is 3 naira, and my own is far better than this Chinese product. I don't need to depend on government this time around. I'm doing it on my own. If this product, this client use it and confirmed, by so doing, we are moving gradually. Now, there are some other things that we can start on our own without even depend, because we've gone a long way. But for us to go massively, government have to come in so that the awareness will be much. The product, because this little money we are putting into the system is not enough to do mass production. I'm always using myself as an example. I produce solar charge controller, I produce solar street light, I produce stabilizer. Most of these things I produce, they are not even in the market, because take for instance, the stabilizer we have in our market today is meant for third world country. We have 4 types of stabilizers. Now the one that are bringing for us is the lowest one, the relay type. What of the modern ones that are still untapped? They are not giving it to us, but with what we have here, we can start those things and we'll go a long way. Some other African countries will depend on us to be giving them the latest technology, because we have a backup from government or a way to do people in our society. I think by so doing, we can go a long way in terms of producing.
All right, Prince, now, do you see the possibility of changing the narrative when it comes to encouraging the youths in creativity and innovation? Do you see a change coming soon?
Yes, there is already a change. The solution is already happening, as I told you. This one youth, 2 skills by our governor, our distinguished, I call him distinguished and proactive governor. It's really working, it's really going to help. As I told you, they have sent us 70-something candidates, understand? I've interacted with almost 20 of them, one-on-one. I asked them, do you pick something out of this program? Most especially those people that did the solar and CCTV camera installation. They told me that they can do any project in CCTV, solar energy. You know, the importance of this kind of program is that it will expose them. Such program may not give them 100% of what they need to be like us or my friend that is now producing. It will give you maybe 30% that will expose you and will have interest. It will reshape your mind, because the problem we have here is just our minds are not reshaped and renewed. Let me give you an example. There's a motivational program that you will attend. After attending that program, you will tell yourself that you can never be poor in life. It happened to me. I went for a program, I think almost 18 years ago. And that is why you're asking me challenges. The man came from US and he told us not to think about the problem, for us to focus on the solution. Because if you can solve the problem, you will not see the problem anymore. So that day I came back and I told myself, it is either I succeed or I die trying. And that has been my drive. It is either I succeed or I die trying. So any obstacle, government is supporting me, my mother is supporting me, my father is supporting me, is not my problem. I went to the university from first year to final year. To this moment now, and I'm talking about PhD. What my parents gave to me was 11,000 naira. I'm from Nice here. I schooled at Federal Polyoko. They will be calling me to come home 6 months, 7 months. They will not see me. Why? I have made up my mind to die in this process. So that is the kind of thing I encourage our youth to. If you make up your mind to succeed, you will succeed. So I thank the governor for the program, the One Youth 2 Skills. And also we are talking about other programs. There's a program, there's a center that I've designed now called the Center of Excellence in Science and Technology that will help the states. I propose that, I have the proposal for all the 36 states in this plus the FCT. The governor can discuss such program and see how we can implement the Center of Excellence that will help harness all the talents we have. Because one of the major problems we have is that we don't have an incubation center. We have an incubation center, a hub.
You know, another important thing is sustainability. Do we have sustainability of all these programs?
Yes, we have sustainability if and only if you put the right person there. Okay. Because that is the problem we are having. If you put the right person there, somebody that has the drive, I have the drive, by the grace of God. I have the drive, I've been putting my energy. There's some program I have for secondary school, project I create. I started the project 2013, and up to 13, 14, 15, I think I stopped the program 2018 because of the financial implications going to secondary schools to empower them, to expose them to this science and technology we are talking about, because they just hear it with their ears. They hear about resistor, capacitor, transformer, transistors, diode, but they have not seen it with their eyes, and that is the problem we are having. Even some of the universities, second year, some of them are not even exposed to such things. So how can you talk about invention when you don't even know the components that are used or components that are involved? So that kind of program is what we need as a state, as a country. In quotes, you put the right persons there. Not me, people that have, not me per se, it must not be me, people that have the interest. Because if you see a man with drive, that man can go any extent to achieve any result that he wants to achieve.
All right, Val, finally, what's your advice to our younger ones in terms of keying into all that we have said here?
Okay, thank you once more for that question. Everything still boils down to one particular stuff that I always tell people. You always try to put a round peg in a round hole.
Oh.
Yes. When something starts from the head, I think the ones following, they will key in. Because this issue of use keying in is not an easy stuff. Yes. If they don't see the need for it, we can talk from now till next year, we will not achieve anything. So I think the first step is this. Let the youth be challenged. How are they going to be challenged? I always use our state as a litmus test. Now we have a governor, active governor, a professor for that matter. Yes, there are so many things he can do to make our youth to key more on the system. Take for instance, when he started initially, he was a kind of sending guys for training to go and learn one or two things. It's a nice one. But now, you ask yourself this question. If everybody should go and learn how to do CCTV, go and learn how to do solar, who and who are they going to work for? At the end of the day, nobody, because for you to give me a work, you must have a reference. You must have somebody you work for that will say, okay, give this guy work. So at the end of the day, you see those guys, they are not doing anything. They will be discouraged. They will be saying this training of a thing is not working. I mean, at the end of the day, it still boils down to zero. So what I'm only saying, governor or the government in question should do this particular thing. Nobody have the monopoly of knowledge. What government should be doing at this time around is for us to find a way to start production in this country. And you know, in Anambra State, let me not just take it too far. In Anambra State, get boys, train them on how to write program. I heard governor is bringing in Microsoft for one or two things. Now, such thing is going to help to go a long way. Let him gather people like us to start how to train youth on how to start producing so many things. Because if you tell a guy that I will teach you how to produce a microphone, I will teach you how to produce a television, I will teach you how to do so, they will have much interest instead of going to repair, instead of installation. No. But now government will key in. They train a lot of guys. By so doing, you see guys coming out to learn how to do. If they finish learning this kind of thing, they can go to other states. They can even go to abroad and start making a great impact. So by so doing, it's going to help us. It's going to make use to have much interest in this system.
Creativity. All right. Creativity. Would like to thank you so much. That's the much you can take. Our time is fast spent. Engineer Ambassador Prince Nwankwo, lecturer, Department of Computer Engineering, Federal Polytechnic, Oko, and one of the U.S. representatives in Africa on Youth Development, Yale Ambassador. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Well, so appreciate you, Engineer Val Ibebugu, Power Electronics Research and Development Expert. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for inviting me here.
All right, and that's it on Good Morning Anambra for today. I would like to appreciate you so much for being a part of it. Let all hands be on deck. Our nation shall surely be great again. My name is Nonye Mokoye. Till next time.